Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So in this one here, I want to talk about episode 12 and 13 because they've actually been swapped, which I find very weird. As you know, episode 12 was going to be Michonne's final episode, but now it's been swapped and it's actually going to air for episode 13. So episode 13, the episode I thought was going to be the episode where Alpha dies, is now happening in 12. So does that mean Alpha's dying in 12? Does it mean she's dying at all then? I also want to talk about the synopsises for those episodes because I know that we already got them before, but there's actually some that have come out that are, I guess, a little more spoilery, at least according to comicbook.com. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check out the actual article. But yeah, it seems like a lot more stuff is happening with this battle. It seems like there's going to be 2 battles, or just like one episode's a setup for a battle, and then, yeah, I don't know, something like that anyways. But let's talk about that in this video. So before we jump in, I should warn you for spoilers, obviously, for the mid-season premiere. Episode 10 is in like 3 days, unless you have AMC Premiere, then you can watch it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are really hyped about that. If you're new to the channel and you want more Walking Dead content like this, make sure to be a subscriber. There's a lot of stuff Walking Dead related coming out in the next couple of weeks. Obviously the show's on right now, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about right now. And so if you want videos on that, and if you want to get my reviews and trailer breakdowns, stuff like that, just make sure to be a subscriber. So the first thing I want to talk about is why the episodes were switched. So as you know, episode 12 was titled What We Become, and that was supposed to be Michonne's final episode. And everyone thought, yeah, Michonne's, she's likely going to leave the show and go to the Rick movie. She's going to find out that Rick's alive. At least I'm really predicting that's going to happen. And so everyone's been waiting for that. Like I was just saying, it's like less than 3 weeks, or it was 3 weeks, whatever, when the mid-season premiere aired. We've been talking about it for a while, but it seems like they've actually changed the episodes. They swapped them. So now Michonne's final episode is going to be episode 13 instead of 12. And now episode 12 has been moved to, or 13 has been moved to 12. So the way I originally thought this was going to go was in 11, titled Morning Star, we were actually going to have the battle at the hilltop, and then it was going to end or something. And then in 12, we get Michonne's final goodbye and all that. And then we go to 13, which would be Alpha's death episode and just whatever else would happen there. But because they changed it, that raises a few questions. Like, how can you switch the episodes? How does it make sense? You know what I mean? Like, how does it make sense for the story? Does it not really relate at all? Is Michonne's final episode really that disconnected from everything else? That's what I'm really wondering about. Like, I'm wondering how it's going to happen now. Like, I originally thought Alpha was going to die in episode 13. Since that's not happening, it's possible that Alpha dies now in 12. I mean, Alpha's probably going to be dying a week sooner now. So if that's the case, everything that was supposed to happen in that episode, I guess it's allowed to happen before. This is the question I have. If it aired the way it originally was, and Michonne was gonna leave in episode 12, that means everything that happens in 13 isn't affected by Michonne leaving. They would have been acting like, Michonne's gone and all that, but now that it's been swapped around, now they think Michonne's still around. So there's going to be like this different context, unless, I mean, obviously when we watch the actual episode, it could be very different, right? But what I'm wondering now is, does Michonne even talk to anyone now when she leaves? Or is her final episode really just going to take place over there? She's going to find out some Rick stuff or whatever, and then she leaves, and no one gets to know where she went. We'll talk about this in a second, because I do want to go over the synopsis for all the episodes, because it gets into it a lot more, but it's really weird. It's very, very weird. And so episode 11, obviously, Morning Star, it seems like the synopsis is basically the same for the most part. I'm not even sure if episode 11 is actually going to have the battle at the hilltop. I thought it was going to happen in that episode because of Michonne's final episode was going to happen in 12. So I was like, yeah, the battle has to happen in 11, but I guess not. Now they've moved it. So I think Morning Star could be all of our characters back at the hilltop and I guess reuniting, having a battle plan and all of that. I think we're going to learn some more stuff there with Eugene in the Commonwealth. We're going to learn that her name is Stephanie and everything. And then at the end, it might actually end with a cliffhanger, like the battle has begun sort of thing. And now this is very interesting because it seems like this battle is going to be a really, really big battle. Episode 12, which is now Walk With Us, the synopsis actually reads here. It says, with Negan's help, Alpha and the Whisperers attack Hilltop. So remember, this was the episode I thought that Alpha was going to die in. Because now we have 12, we have that synopsis for 12. 13 is Michonne's final episode, and the fact that they changed them shows that I'm sure Alpha, like there's no main characters a part of Michonne's final story. There could be something in there, maybe, but I don't think there's really anything there. And for 14, the title is Look at the Flowers, and the synopsis reads, everyone reckons with the aftermath of the Hilltop fire. Eugene leads a trip to meet Stephanie. So right there we have the confirmation that her name is Stephanie. So I imagine we're going to find that out maybe episode 10, episode 11, probably around there. Could even happen in episode 12. It's going to happen within the next couple of episodes, but it seems like that's exactly what I was predicting for a while now, was that episode 14 was going to be Eugene, Ezekiel, and Yumiko's trip to the Commonwealth. Although I guess they're not going to the Commonwealth yet. They're going to go and meet Stephanie at a random place, but the Commonwealth are already there. They already alerted that Stephanie was going to meet someone here, and so. But the first part here says everyone reckons with the aftermath of the Hilltop fire. So when you go back to episode 12 synopsis, it says, with Negan's help, Alpha and the Whisperers attack Hilltop. So episode 12 is going to be the battle at the Hilltop. I guess the main battle. We're going to take a break from the battle. It's probably going to end in that episode. 13 will air. We'll say goodbye to Michonne, however that's going to happen. And then we're going to go back to 14. It's going to be the aftermath of the battle. And then Eugene also goes to the Commonwealth. And so I want to focus on all the battle stuff for a second, because the fact that it's been swapped now, it seems like the battle, the actual Whisper War, is going to end really, really fast. It's not going to extend past Michonne's final episode. And so there's kind of two arcs actually to the season. After episode 12, I think the Whisper War is going to be over. Like after the battle at the Hilltop, it's going to be over. Like whoever wins there, obviously actually we learned that our characters are going to win. And we already knew our characters were going to win anyways. I mean, could you imagine if they lost? What kind of show would that be? Just Alpha or watching Alpha and Beta after? But I actually kind of agree with how they're doing this now, because the battle's going to end. The Whisper War will end after episode 12. And then going into 13 will be a new arc. It's going to be the aftermath. So it'll start off with Michonne's goodbye and all of that. We'll get into 14, which is Eugene, Ezekiel, Yumiko. They're going to the Commonwealth. So that's starting a whole new arc. And now they're dealing with the aftermath of the fire. I think at this point here by 14, this is where Negan's going to show up to Carol with Alpha's head. I think that's what Look at the Flowers actually means. And then by the end of that episode, it's going to end in some way where obviously either Beta's going to decide to unleash the Horde. He'll make the decision to. We won't see him actually do it yet. It'll happen in 15 and we'll deal with it towards the end of the episode, kind of in 16. Or at the end of 14, we meet the princess. And yeah, I mean, we're getting into some really interesting stuff. It seems like after episode 12, the Whisperer arc that we know as of right now is going to change dramatically. Because with the Whisperers, everything has felt roughly the same since they've been introduced. Like, I wouldn't say roughly the same, but I mean, it's been the Whisperer arc, right? Like, we're so used to Alpha at this point and Beta and all that. But this arc is going to be ending probably in episode 12, like the actual war arc. And then afterwards, Michonne's going to be saying goodbye. She'll find out that Rick's alive most likely, which is just going to be a weird episode. In 14, Alpha's already dead. I mean, the Whisperers are going to be scattered everywhere. Beta has one last thing he has to do before they all die out, which is unleash the Horde. So we're kind of in the aftermath, like we already won at that point. We're also going towards another community with the Commonwealth. So it's like, yeah, at that point, the Whisperers are kind of done. I mean, we're probably going to deal with Beta. Obviously, we're going to deal with little things with the Whisperers. The entire Whisperer arc isn't fully done, but we're just done the Whisper War arc. Now we're moving on to the aftermath, which is a lot of fun. And it's so weird because I feel like I just read that in the comic, but I guess that was a long time ago. It was a few years ago already. What I find weird is, I mean, it's not any of the synopsises for any of the episodes. It's just the fact that they actually swapped episode 12 and 13. Like, what does that mean? Because if Michonne's final episode originally was supposed to be in 12, I always thought at the end, like, Michonne would say goodbye to Judith, Daryl, and let them know that Rick's alive, or it was something like that. And then in 13, they just have that knowledge. You know what I mean? But now they swapped it. So that was never going to be the thing. So if that actually happens in Michonne's final episode in 13, that means in 12, they're not going to have the knowledge. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect the actual story. And that means in 14, they'll have that knowledge. I don't know. I think what that actually means is that when Michonne leaves, again, it depends on what characters actually appear in episode 12 during that battle. But I think it's possible that Michonne leaves without even saying goodbye to anybody. Or if she does, it's going to be over radio or something like that. I think there's a good chance that could happen, that maybe she says goodbye in 13 and maybe she has this radio call or something in 14. I have no idea. I don't really remember them ever swapping episodes like that before. So that's kind of weird. I'm happy, but I'm also annoyed because I gotta wait an extra week now for this Michonne stuff, but I guess it's fun to live in it a little bit, right? So it's fine, but let me know what you guys are all thinking down below. What do you think all of this means? What do you think the synopsis for episode 12 and 14 mean? Again, with 12, it says with Negan's help, Alpha and the Whisperers attack Hilltop, so Negan's going to be aiding in that fight, though I think that's going to be the episode where he double crosses her, and then obviously he's going to kill her in that episode. And then in 14, it says everyone reckons with the aftermath of the Hilltop fire. And then Eugene leads a trip to meet Stephanie. And so, yeah, there's going to be this crazy fire. The Hilltop is going to burn down a lot. Like, it's going to be really, really bad to the point where I think that's why Eugene actually goes to see Stephanie. Like, he needs to go and see her. He needs some resources. They need help to, just rebuild because they've just been destroyed to hell. So anyways, post your thoughts down below on all of this. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. The show's coming back in 3 days, and I'll see you guys then, or maybe in a video before that. I don't know.